All right, so today we are looking at perimeter and area word problems. Our first example here is find the length of each side of a square if the perimeter is 57.2 millimeters. So our equation for perimeter is P equals 4S, and we are given the perimeter, which is 57.2. And all I've done is substituted into the P in our equation, and then we have 4S. So we're solving for S, so we just need to divide by 4 on both sides to leave us with our side. So 57.2 divided by 4, and we get 14.3 millimeters is equal to S. All right, so therefore each side is 14.3 millimeters. All right, our next example, find the width of a rectangle if the perimeter is 86 centimeters and the length is 30 centimeters. So perimeter is equal to 2L plus 2W. That is the formula for perimeter of a rectangle, where L represents length, W represents width. So in this question, we know our perimeter, it's 86 centimeters, so I'm just going to substitute that in for P. And we also know our length is 30 centimeters, so I'm going to substitute that in for L. So we get 230 plus 2W. And notice I used brackets here. Make sure to use brackets to show that it is being multiplied together. All right, so let's continue here. So 86 equals 2 times 30 is 60 plus 2W. Okay, continue now to solve for W. We have to solve for that variable here. So we're going to isolate W. I'm going to subtract 60. Just subtracting 60 on both sides. 86 minus 60 gives me 26. Is equal to 2W. Last step here, we're just going to divide by 2 on both sides, which gives me 13. It's equal to W. All right, so lastly, just write your statement there that the width is 13 centimeters. All right, so our next example, we're looking at a triangle. We need to find the altitude of the triangle with an area of 30 centimeters squared and the base of 12 centimeters. All right, so if it was a quick sketch like this, that's our altitude. That's what we're trying to solve. Our base is 12 centimeters and our area is 30 centimeters squared. So our formula for area of a triangle is 0.5 AB. A represents altitude, B represents base. All right, so I'm just going to start substituting what we know. We know that the area is 30, so I'm just substituting that in for capital A, which represents the area. Next is 0.5. Altitude is what we are trying to solve for, so I'm going to leave that as A. And then we know our base is 12. All right, so what we can do next is multiply this here. 0.5 times 12 gives me 6A, just like that. Continuing now to isolate A, we're going to divide by 6 on both sides, and that gives me 5 is equal to A. So therefore, the altitude is 5 centimeters. All right, so our next example is a trapezoid. So we have find the length of the top base of the trapezoid if the area is 228 meters squared, the altitude is 12 meters, and the bottom base is 20 meters. So just doing a quick sketch of the trapezoid. There is our top base, so that's the one we're trying to solve for. So base 2. Our altitude we are given, it is 12 meters. And our bottom base is given, it is 20 meters. And we are also given the area, which was 228 meters squared. All right, so that's just a quick sketch. We need to solve for B2. So I'm going to just start by writing out our formula. So area equals 0.5 AB1 plus 0.5 AB2. So that is our formula for the area of a trapezoid. Next, substitution. So we know our area is 228, so I'm just going to put that here. Substitute in our altitude is 12, base 1 is 20, plus 0.5, altitude is 12, and then base 2 is what we're trying to solve for. Okay, so we'll multiply this out here, this section right there. So 0.5 times 12 times 20. That gives me 120. Here we have 0.5 times 12 times B2. So 0.5 times 12 gives me 6 B2. So plus 6 B2 like that. All right, so we're trying to isolate B2. That's the variable we're trying to solve for. So next, I'm going to subtract the 120 on both sides. And that leaves me with 108 is equal to 6B2. And last step, just got to divide by 6 on both sides. And we get 18 as our answer. So 18 is equal to B2. All right, lastly, we just have to write our sentence. I'm just running out of room, but I'll just write it right here. So the top base is 18 meters.